Alright, let's just get right to it. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm just getting right to it here. I'm gonna assume you watched the previous two videos first. If not, please do. Okay, let's go. Starhold 1. You know the drill. We finished all 8 of them. So now it's time to move on to the Starhold stages, which are the final 4 that we play in order, starting with Starhold 1. Now, the name Starhold is a play on Stronghold, and it's in the stars, because it's in space. Now, you have every weapon available, as you can see, and this is obviously because you've beaten everyone at this point, so you're guaranteed to have every weapon. And because of that, you can start to utilize it in interesting ways. Like these guys. Their shields block stuff that hit them, but if you just shoot these over them, you can hit them a lot easier. Now, every castle level, or in all the games, when you have these castles at the end, the first stage always starts outside the castle and then goes in, and then the rest of it takes place inside the castle. So, I'm outside the castle, you'll see me going in the castle in a couple minutes. Yeah, for example, with the having to use your abilities, here you have to use your pile driver to get across, otherwise you can't. And this platform, you just gotta wait for. I guess the moving platforms are the gimmick of this level. There you go. Okay. So, here you have to use your Power Stone weapon. Hold on, let me just kill the guy. You gotta use your Power Stone weapon to open the way inside, which is fun, and now we're inside. And you may have noticed that this music is different inside. This is something that Mega Man 10 did, where since the first castle stage always starts outside and goes in, Mega Man 10 decided to actually give the outside part at the beginning of the level a different song than the actual like regular part of the level. So we have a different song for outside the castle. So that was a reference to that. This is the actual song for the level. Okay. This guy I think you can hit by using these at just the right angle. There you go. And for this, if you jump all the way, you're going to hit the wall. So you gotta... Oh, or if you jump too low, you'll hit the wall. Well, there's an example of both. You just gotta go through like that. Put this guy on the platform. You know, I just realized this track the platform is on is kind of shaped like a heart. I didn't notice that before. I didn't intend to do it. I heart Mega Man, I suppose. I find that fire works well on these guys. Plus, there's a checkpoint here anyway. I'm gonna reset to get my health back. Yeah, Power Stone you definitely want to use in these sections with a bunch of enemies so you can help clear them out. Okay, well, I guess not like that. Oh my god. I walked in and just got killed. That's funny. Yeah, I did do kind of an unfair, it is kind of unfair, this room, but just Power Stone your way through, you'll be fine. Plus you get some health. I'm gonna run out of Power Stone. I'm just gonna proceed before I start losing it all. I can't shoot. I can't shoot. There we go. I couldn't shoot. This is definitely a Power Stone room. Get rid of all these guys. There you go, and that's it. It's a short level. Now moving on to the boss. This boss is the Yellow Devil from Mega Man 1. It is in fact the boss of the first Wily stage in that game, much like it is in this one. Yellow Devil's whole thing is he can't be hit outside of his eye, and he hides his eye. I just missed the shot, by the way. He hides his eye, and then he comes over in all these segments that fly across the screen. And it's always in the same pattern every time. It's even the same pattern that it was in Mega Man 1. I always get hit on that one for some reason. There you go. And I made him weak to the ice weapon just because, you know, why not? I missed him. There's a decent chance that I could die here. I'd be careful. Oh, okay, the bouncing orb hit him. Whew, alright. That was closer than I wanted, but there you go. So that's the first level at Starhold 1. Let's move on immediately to Starhold 2. Okay. So what I did is I put a boss door and then the same blocks that were in the previous stage to make it look like you're actually coming from that boss room. That's something that I feel like the Mega Man games should do. To make it actually look like each level is in a cohesive castle. And I brought these lasers back from Cyberman stage. They are kind of the main gimmick of this level, much how the moving platforms were the gimmick of the first level, although these are different because you've already seen them. I do have Yoku blocks here. You can come up this kind of optional path to grab this Yoku block. Or, these are Yoku blocks, sorry, to grab this E-Tank. E-Tanks, basically, if you don't know what they are, you use them and they refill your health to full. So you can use them at a boss or something. I wish I could have them during the final boss, but obviously, even though these levels are supposed to come together as a full game, obviously they're not. It's just Mega Man Maker, and so this is the only level that I have it in. So, you know, the boss of this stage is easy too. Like, you don't even need it. I wish I put the E-Tank at a different level. Maybe on the third level. But this is the other gimmick of this level, which is these platforms that move in the direction. And you can get crushed between them. So if you have an up that goes into another platform, you can get crushed into it. So you gotta be careful. And if you get crushed, you will instantly die. And here we have probably one of my favorite parts in this entire Starlight game, which is this little tower section, where you have to climb up the tower, which is full of these down moving blocks, and if you fall down, you'll obviously fall back down the whole tower. And it's full of these enemies, which have a shield, and they drop it when you get close, and then you can hit them, but they also start shooting at you. I like this room a lot. I'm very proud of this room, where you have to dodge between the lasers to go on the platforms, and you have to go through multiple levels, all dealing with the same set of lasers. These ones, because they have different intervals, they're going to spawn at different times, but as you can see, there is one period right there where they do overlap. See if I can get past this without getting hit. I suppose I should just wait. Yeah, there we go. They both go at the same time. Okay. That's kind of it for the tower section. But now we're kind of back up here. I mean, we're still in that tower, but we're going to the right now instead of up. Just for a little bit. Because then we're going to enter the last kind of part of the level here. Which is this spacey one. I brought back the cowboys in this level as well. And the bats, except just this one bat. I don't think there's any other bats, which I realize now is kind of a weird choice. This is another thing unique to this level. I'm not sure what these guys are from, I don't remember, but they look cool. Also, look, even if you kill them, they all come back at the correct time. Basically, you choose a number, and that's like the time that they pop up. So each one of these just has a number that's one larger than the previous one, so they all just kind of come up in a sequence. I wish I focused on those guys more. That's kind of it for them. I'm not actively working on it, but I was working on a sequel to this game. Whether that gets finished or not, but it's another Mega Man Maker thing. Sequel to this, 8 Roadmaster stages, but there's actually 7 endgame stages, which is pretty crazy, instead of 4. But in that, there's two of those levels are already done for that game, and the first one of those levels that I made does use those kind of bomb guys that come up from the floor as a main gimmick. So if you like those, I do have more of those in the sequel to this game if I do ever finish it. Here's the end of this level. Like I mentioned before in, I think, Engine Man stage, I like ending levels with a big, just pit, and you have to platform across a giant pit by using that level's gimmick back to back. So like in Engine Man, it was the rotating, like, wheel platforms. And in here, boom, it's these. And there you go, there's the example, so you can see what it looks like when you get crushed, when you go up into a platform. Alright. So, here we go again. Basically... Oh, alright, well... Alright. It is kind of a tricky jump. I think it's better... Yeah, it's better to slide. But I like this section, going back and forth on these. Down, so you can go up. Continue up. And you just kind of do this fun little platforming thing to end the level. And now here we are at the boss. It's going to be weak to the ice weapon. I think it's also weak to the ice weapon, but I think it's easier just to use the charge shot, actually. So this is Big Pets, a boss from Mega Man 5. Basically, he shoots, as you can see, he shoots little guys from his head, but also you have to shoot these platforms, make them come out so you can platform up and reach him. Also, his eyes are his hitbox, and they're only open when these platforms are out. So you can't even hit him unless at least one of these platforms is out. Ooh. I knew I was gonna die there, so I let myself die. Yeah, I think it's just a lot easier to, because you want to hit the platforms anyway, and then just go and hit him up there, so I don't think it really makes too much of a difference hitting him with his weakness. I wish I had more to say during this boss, but, I mean, I already told you what it is. Don't really have much else to say. Maybe that's a good thing. Alright. This one. There you go. So that's Big Pets. Hey, you see these platforms are still here. I killed myself at the end, but those platforms are still there because it's actually a part of the... it's just an object. It's not part of the boss. So, Starhold 3, this level sucks. I mean that in a somewhat good way, I guess. Nice little fall time with the music there. So the story behind this level is supposedly the castle, like, you got, like, caught by the security systems. You lost your weapons because they took them from you, so you have no weapons. And so this level is kind of like a stealth thing. Now, how do you do stealth in this game? Well, you remember those searchies, those little spotlight enemies that basically they flipped the switch when you touched the thing? Well, I made the entire level out of, or the entire floor out of those blocks. So if you touch them, I'll show you right now, if you get hit by the spotlight, they'll flip it, and so you'll just fall. Because the entire stage will turn into that. And I think that's really cool. Now you see that big 1 in the background up there? There's 10 of these rooms in total where you have to dodge. Now bear with me here, because I haven't done this in a while, and they are pretty tricky. But also, you have to just go. You can't wait around, because you'll get hit by them. You just gotta go. There's some spots like here where you're supposed to wait, so you have an opportunity to jump over it, but, you know. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back, because you have to be... This room especially, I know that you have to be perfect on it. So I messed up there and didn't get to jump all the way. That's not gonna work. Nope. Alright. Well, now you can see kind of in action what it looks like to die like that. And I think it's a fun idea. I think this level could be executed better. There are some parts that are just really frustrating that I feel like I could have done better. Yeah, I got distracted. I was looking at something. Alright. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah! I wish I could edit out the failed attempts for you, but I'm having some issues. I can't really edit this video, so all I can do is kind of cut the video in live, which is what you've been seeing when I've been cutting the video. I've been just pausing the recording, so those cuts are actually happening as I'm recording the video. I wish I could edit this out, but I can't. I'm sure I'll fix the issue eventually, but it is annoying. Alright. Hopefully you can see now the difficulty of this level. This level, I find, from all the times I've played it, can frustrate you very quickly, and I think the most important part of this level is to just, I mean, be as patient as you can. I mean, you are kind of rushed a little bit to get through these. I'm gonna try that again. But just stay calm. I've, like, absolutely lost it to this level before, so just don't do that. I missed an extra slide there. I wanted to slide again, but it ate my input, and I didn't slide that time. Come on, come on, come on. Ah. Last time I tried this, like the last, like, take that I did for this video, I did it, like, almost first try. It was super easy. That was how it is. This is, I think, overall, maybe, like, the 4th or 5th time that I've tried to record this part, like, in total between this week and last week. And every single time, I just continually die on number 4. And I do it with no issues normally, but as soon as I'm trying to do it for the recording, it's suddenly the most difficult thing ever to be invented. See, the problem there is you get knocked back by it when you hit it. And because you get knocked back, you then don't have enough time to get past it to the next screen before it switches. Because obviously, if you hit it, you can still switch screens. If you go to the next screen without, like, if you go to the next screen before it switches, it just won't. I don't know. I don't know what I was on when I was making this. Come on, come on. Ah, there you go, there you go. That's how you do it. And then 5 is a lot easier. Okay, so basically, there's a second set of 5 levels later, but the idea of this level is that you, after that first set, you kind of regain your weapons back. So I got the Buster here, and now what's going on here is first of all, I'm dodging these bullets, but also I'm just trying to kill these guys. There you go. So you get, this is pretty much now a section of just defeating enemies, where you slowly gain your weapons back. And because of that, we have another one of those sections later, but you do have your weapons in it, so you can kill the searchies, which makes it easier. But to make up for it, the little mini levels themselves are much more difficult. I hate this guy. He won't stop jumping. Okay, Power Stone, very helpful, of course. I'm not going to use it because the boss in this level is, well, spoiler alert, one of them is weak to Power Stone. There you go. This is definitely a Power Stone room. Don't want to use too much because I want to be able to have enough for the weakness. Okay, there we go. Alright. There's the water back. I believe that's all the... No, there's still the, there's still 2 left. This one, you can use it to kill that guy up there. And proceed. Here we go. Now we get this back. You can dash over here, get the checkpoint, and there's actually a mid-boss that's in the middle of the level. It's weak to the electric one. Now check this out. This boss that you're about to see is Darkman 4 from Mega Man 5. And in that game, it's basically disguising itself as Proto Man, which is one of your like allies. It's Mega Man's brother, actually. But there's an intro, like when you get to that fight in the game, it looks like it's Proto Man being evil, and then the real Proto Man reveals himself, and then he transforms into the boss. So they added that to Mega Man Maker, so you can see what it looks like. So check this out. Isn't that cool? I thought that was neat. But now I get to fight this guy. He's a mid-boss. I'm gonna just die real quick before I waste too much of my weapon energy. I wanted to include this boss because of this intro. It feels very dramatic. It's a very special kind of thing that most bosses don't have, this kind of intro. They don't have intros usually. Or if so, it's a small one. So I wanted to include this boss purely just because of that, and I would put it as a mid-boss in the final level, but there is something special about the final level, which you'll see when I get to it, which it's the next level, of course, so you'll see. But there's something special about it that explains why I don't want to put a mid-boss in the middle of it. So there you go, I beat him. You get some health, and then you go back. And we have this. So now we have another part of the level where the environment changes a little bit, but it's more just shooting things, and then in a moment you'll see once again the kind of stealth part. Almost got knocked off the edge. Okay, So, here we go. Now we have rooms 6 through 10. Check this out. They are difficult, but... Oh, okay. I didn't even realize I hit that one just barely. That's funny. But, you have your weapons now, so you can just shoot these guys, which makes it a bit easier. To be honest, it's... There is still some timing that you have to get right. But for the most part... you can just shoot them, but the way that I'm doing it now is the way I always do it. I find that this is kind of the, way to do it. I just kind of sit here, shoot this guy a second time, and then come up. Now you can kind of platform between here. But as you can see, I shoot the middle guy so that he starts spawning at a different time. So that I can eventually shoot him. Just like that. Shoot him a bunch until you get the right timing. There you go. So see, this is room 9, and here's room 10. If you see... oops. Well, I died, but if you... I don't know if you saw for a moment there that the special thing with room 10 is that the 10 in the background is not only in the black text, or the black numbering there. Okay. But that the platforms... Okay, I don't know why I keep hitting that one, just barely. But there were blocks that made up the 10 that was part of the actual level itself with the platforms. I'll probably find a way to make this take even longer than the first segment did, even though it should be easier. I just gotta concentrate is all. I don't know why I made this level so hard in comparison to all of the other ones. Okay. This one you can just sit here. Shoot that one. Jump and shoot that one. Come up, shoot this one. You can probably just walk past the last one, to be honest. Yeah, okay. You gotta make sure... Ooh, okay. There you go. I guess if you shoot him when he's coming towards you, that's the way to go. Anyways, walk across the 10 and go up to the real boss this level. Now, this boss, you actually... To raise the stakes at the last level before the final boss level, is I actually gave 2 bosses at the same time. You fight them at the same time, and each one is immune to the other's weakness. So if you're using one to deal extra damage, the other one... does take no damage from it. I believe the ice weapon. Okay, so check this out. 2 guys at the same time. The big guy is Bounce Man from Mega Man 11, and the small guy is Time Man from Mega Man Powered Up, which is basically a remake of Mega Man 1 that added 2 more characters, and that's one of them. Now, Bounce Man here is weak to this crystal weapon. If you hear that little ping sound effect, that's these orbs hitting Time Man and not damaging him because he's immune to it. I'm gonna switch to my plant because I would like to harvest some health from these projectiles if possible. Okay, that didn't help. Come on, just shoot at me. I want to... There you go. He is weak to the, I believe, Power Stone. If I could actually hit him. If you get close to, I don't want to do that just in case. Ugh! Oh my god. Stressful, huh? Okay. Give me the last 2 projectiles. Okay, I'm out of shield now. Boom, boom. And then let me boom, boom, and jump over you, please. Okay, there we go. Now we can just use Power Stone. This is all I've got for heals, so... I think if you get close to him, you can hit him with... There you go. Ah, I did the thing. If you hit him... if you damage boost inside him, you can then hit all of the projectiles at the same time, which is fun. Okay. I apologize for anything that happened with that level, because it's difficult. But now we move on to the final level. This is it. This is where the final boss is. We start the level outside the castle. No music. Got the skull platforms. The lightning in the background. And now, here's what this level is. And the reason why I didn't want to put the mid-boss in here is because there's something special about this level. Because it is a mix of all the other levels. There's one screen from each of the 8 Robot Master levels. So, like, that was a real screen from Lava Man stage. This was a real screen from Engine Man. So these are all, like, I took screenshots to make sure I copied them exactly, and then I just put a teleporter, and it's got kind of the energetic music in the background for the final fight. And I also tried to make it so that all of these you are going the correct direction. Like, in all of these little snippets, I am going in the way that I would... Okay, well, I was just trying to talk, so I walked and fell in the pit. But, you are going in the same ways that you are going in the original stages. Now, I do think that this Engine Man segment is a little bit bad, but I wanted to remain faithful to what the original levels look like, so I had to keep that in there, even if it meant putting something right where you spawn. Yeah, same thing happens here. I believe you always get hit by that. There's Sandstone Man stage. Here's Flood Man. It's this part which was near the end. I think this was one of the last screens. But then you go here, and... Oh, yeah. This is the... Cyberman stage, that one part. Okay. One part where you had to do the switches. Alright, I just did a pause the recording, so we're back. Okay, great. Hey, this is just supposed to be a showcase. It's not supposed to be perfect gameplay, you know? I don't even remember how to do this part. There you go. That's the last of them, right? This is the last stage, right? Think so. Yep. So, that was that fun little mix-up. Now, if you are familiar with Mega Man, which you may not be, typically, in one of the last levels, there is a boss rush where basically you have a room full of teleporters, and they all lead to one of the 8, like, robot bosses, so you have to fight all those guys again before you move on to the final boss. And that's what I did here. So after that short mix-up section, you go right into here. I think this still might be the shortest level in the game. Now here's the boss rush section. So, each of these teleporters is one of the bosses. And once you get... They each give me like a key, so I can just use all the keys when I'm done to get into there, the final boss. So, let's begin, shall we? Here's Lava Man. I didn't have his weakness last time, which is the water weapon. You'll actually get to see that this time, but he is weak to it. You really don't get much of the waters, though, so if you miss, like I just did, you might not actually get to kill him with all of what you have. Yeah. I'm out of it. I still gotta use a charge shot. So anyways, what I did with these, because it's supposed to be like the lab where they were, like, rebuilt, all the boss backgrounds look like this. They all use this background in this tile set, but they retain the same layout that the boss arena had the first time you fight them. For example, this is Engine Man. Obviously, we fought him in a 2-screen wide room with a conveyor belt that switches directions. So I kept that here. You'll see with some of the other bosses as well. It is the exact same, it's just... it looks different. I'm gonna reset real quick to grab health. Hopefully you like this boss rush concept, because I have made a lot of custom levels where I do this kind of thing. A spike dude. Last time we were fighting him on kind of the city rooftops. But the layout of the arena looked like this. Oh, okay, I fell in the spikes. Nice. Of course. Can't have a Mega Man game without doing that. See, sometimes it's hard to hit him. Here you go. Well, I can hit him easier here, but I'm gonna keep getting hit. Can you move? Okay. Oh my god, okay. I can already tell this is gonna be a long video just because of how long it's taking me to beat my own game. This is probably really boring to watch. There you go, he got stuck in one place. I can beat him now. Alright. Who's up here? Ice guy. What did I name him? Glacier Man, that's right. I got stuck in the ice. I don't think that... Oh my god, I don't think that even happened last time I was fighting him because I just beat him so quickly. But yeah, no, he can be an actual threat. Of course, it would be even harder if I didn't have his weapon. I'm gonna reset to get my health back. That's not cheating, is it? It's a gameplay feature of Mega Man Maker. Alright, Sandstone Man. Gotta do you again. Yeah, okay. I honestly did not mean to hit it where I did. And I just missed. Wow. I honestly just missed like 3 of them in a row. It's no problem, it's just funny. Alright. Okay, yeah, you. Who's left? Plant guy, and, Cyberman. Cyberman and Moonflower Man. Okay. Ugh. Okay, that was actually kind of scary, not gonna lie. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was actually really close. Sorry, I didn't talk much there. I was concentrating. Alright, so it's probably Cyberman next, or, like, Moonflower Man, so it can be Ice. Yeah, it's Cyberman. The reason this looked like this is because, if you remember, in the original level for Cyberman, I did the same thing, where the boss arena is empty, but it goes into cyberspace, and it's inside of cyberspace is where the boss is. So, I just did that same thing. I like trying to hit him when he keeps zipping like that, but sometimes you do just gotta wait a minute and get him again. Alright, so this next one's gonna be Moonflower Man then. Okay. There we go. I just missed both of those, because I'm bad. Okay, so we have all 8. We've beaten all 8 of them, which means that we can now face the final boss. Alright, here you go. Checkpoint. Get to refill and everything. I believe he's weak to ice as well. Here's the final boss. Look at this cool throne room background. Okay, this is Wily Machine 6, the final boss of Mega Man 6, who I've chosen to use. He does have 3 phases. So I guess just sit back and enjoy the battle. This is the final. This is the end. All things considered, it's not that hard. Third phase is a little bit different, though. He kind of shows up like that. It's fun. I do quite enjoy this fight. I'm glad that the Mega Man Maker team, in fact, added the different final bosses, or added some of them, so that you can actually have bosses with multiple phases. There you go. That's it. There you go. So, that has been Mega Man Starlight, my custom game that I made using Mega Man Maker. This is probably most of yours first introduction to Mega Man Maker. I've actually made 2 videos in the past, or I think 4 videos in the past on things I made in Mega Man Maker, but I was bad and cringe back then, so don't watch them. But I plan on doing some of this stuff in the future. I have plenty of things. I have like this and that, and there's a lot of stuff here. That, this, I have a lot of things. So, we'll come to those eventually. But for now, this has been the second installment of Return of Thunder. I still have 2 things to do as per the poll, and that was finish my Bug Snacks guide on how to catch all the Bug Snacks, and then the other one is to update my Among Us tasks guide to now include the fungal, because I never made one because I had stopped making videos for a while by the time that had come out. So, go answer that poll again. Change your answer to one of those 2, and we'll see which one I'm going to do next. Goodbye.